Excuse me. I'm Undrai Fizer. Excuse me for that. Had to make room for that cough. Welcome to Profoundly Speaking. Excuse me. God is simply amazing, isn't he? Let's just thank him for a minute. Thank you, Father. Your life is amazing. It's not just how you make us feel. It's a matter of how we make ourselves feel after we recover what you have spoken to us. You just don't speak to us to make us feel good. You lead us into responsibilities. And sometimes we don't know what it means. But after we tap into the text and the principle, we discover something good about ourselves, something tangible and something beautiful, not just invisible, not just inspirational, but we tap into something beautiful. And we thank God for tapping into something beautiful, something tangible and something beautiful, not just inspirational, but something tangible that you could touch and something beautiful. And I want to thank the Lord for that. Thank you for allowing us to have a wonderful day today, because you have to see things the right way. And when you see things the right way, you'll do things the right way, and your joy will be full. And you'll find out that you were never really in as much trouble as you thought you were. It was just how you perceived the situation. You were not in trouble. But when you allow the counselor, because the scriptures say that the Holy Spirit is a counselor, is a therapist. And when you allow him not to soothe you, but to talk to you and give you a different way of seeing what you've done, you will either be returned to power or you will be shocked. And it's wonderful when we return to power, right? Yeah. Thanking God for that. And those of you who are watching, feel free to connect with Fizer Interglobal. We are not just a company, but we're a wisdom group. We're a wisdom group that provides strategy and structure to your curiosity, to business or ministry or life. It was something that I wish that would have been in existence when I was exploring my vision. And that's why we created it, because I created something that I wished existed when I was in my recovery of purpose, seeking deeper information, not just to have information to toss around to other people, but to help guide me or navigate me through the different journey of purpose and discovery. Because purpose is serious to those who know the seriousness of it. And to others without value, purpose is just another buzzword. You know, a person who's comfortable with renting will never see the need to buy a house. It's only when the person who's renting, when they get tired of putting their money in something that's not yielding a return, and only your life will determine if you require a return or not. I could look at someone on the outside and say, you need to get a house. But the person who's living in that apartment or whatever, they know if their life is requiring a return or not based on what they do daily. And so when it was time for us to get a house, I knew it was time for a return based on my lifestyle. And when you begin to comprehend purpose, you have to look at your lifestyle to determine if you are ready for a return. And Fizer Global, we're a wisdom group that helps those who are seeking a return on their life. And so therefore, we created this wisdom structure for you to come to. We have a location at 7676 Hillmont, Suite 34411. And you can go to our website or go to our website at www.undraifizer.com, or you could go to the Fizer Interglobal app and schedule a consultation. And one thing about it is when you become serious about your life and you begin to see the value in it, Now I'm explaining something about value. Value can make you either procrastinate or it will make you early. If I'm lazy and I see the responsibility in a thing, well, that's a scary value. That's a value that's requiring me to do something uncomfortable. And so that means I don't want to return from that. So I'm going to procrastinate from that. I may know I need it, but if I don't see myself doing it, and if I don't see the positive deposit that I'm going to get from it, I'm going to be late. I'm going to feel that I'm obligated to say yes to it, but I'm going to leave on my own time. I'm going to be around, but I'm not going to be there for all of it. And when I discover a deposit of positivity, when I discover a value that's going to add to me and solve my poverty, I'm going to be early for that. So it's not a matter if you get up and go to an event on time. It's how well are you responding to your self-perception? Are you responding to your self-presence late or early? Are you responding to you with intelligence and with intention? Or are you just getting up whenever you decide to get up? See, however you value you, if you can't afford to miss you, you will respond to you. If you can afford to miss you because you don't feel there's anything positive or powerful to make you stop in your tracks for you, then you're going to be late. And so I had to get to a point where I felt I was important enough to me. I was an influence enough to me to stop in my tracks. You follow? So at Fizer Global, we want to help you discover and recover that positive influence that will make you stop in your tracks, thus defeating the spirit of procrastination. You understand? And so, yes, there is a cost. And if you go to our website, to our consultation site, it's a myriad of prices that you could pay for 3 months or 6 months up to a year. You could have a consultation for that day. You could have a consultation for a certain moment, or you could have a retainer, which means you are having constant navigational wisdom provided for you for the whole year. So if you see something for 1,000 or 4,000, believe me, you can afford it. You can't afford not to do it. You can afford whatever you want. And it's funny when it gets to spiritual wisdom, how we look for it for free. You don't expect to go, and you know what? We shouldn't even talk about what's worth money or not. Whenever we have to keep talking about what's worth money and what you pay for, there is a spirit of poverty in our consciousness. Now, write that down for sure. Spirit of poverty. If we have to just explain why a spiritual thing costs money, then it means there is a poverty somewhere. If we have to say gas prices are going up and there is a shortage of baby food, and if we have to say there is this at the pump and a shortage of this and we can't get this, if we have to explain to the source of everything, if we got to explain the cost to God, it means there is an innate spirit of poverty somewhere in us, or a place where we lack understanding of value. It means it's like, how can God give it to me for free? It's not a matter if God can give for free. See, God don't give us chairs, he gives us trees. You find the chair in the tree. God don't give us houses, he give us wood, he give us trees. We make the houses from the material. It's our own skill that makes the product from the resources of God. God is a source which supplies us with resources, and we take the resources and we use our genius to find within those resources what we need. And that's why if we are stuck in our life, we need something like Fizer and the Global and others to help navigate us to where this power could come from. So yes, you can afford it. Just like gas is $4 and $5 a gallon, but you're still going to the store. You may not be buying as much, but you still go to the store. So we have to keep explaining to the source of everything, and we have to say how much everything costs, and we need something for free. No, what you're going to get for free is you. You're going to be set free in you. You can't be free with free. You're going to be set free to be and do everything you were created to do. Not just find a job, but no, you're going to freely be what you're created to be. And you're going to freely use the information that you receive to free your life and to also establish your finances. So if I'm going to hear of insights that's going to free me spiritually, as well as give me ideas to make money with, it's going to require spirit and money. So a lot of people will take the information to better themselves, and then they'll create a company themselves and charge. And if you're going to be better spiritually and then market and brand your freedom as a service to other people and charge them money, then you need to devote your spirit and money, because what you put in is what you're going to get out. Am I making sense to you? That means if I want a better spirit, because I want to increase financially and I want to increase in my power and my governance, it means I need to invest my spirit to learn, and I need to invest my money. No, you don't buy magic. I don't want your money to sell you a promise. I have never sold anybody a promise. If you give me 1,000, gotta do. I have never said that. But you're going to invest into the time that it took to live the wisdom to give you proper comprehension in order for your life to find its footing. And I believe Fizer and the Global is good at doing that, at helping you to define a structure. From June the 7th to August the 2nd of this year, just in a few weeks, we're going to be having an Exploring a Vision Keys to Purpose, Keys to Living Purpose. It's $397 for the 3-month intensive every Tuesday from 7 to 8:15. It's going to be 12 to 13 lessons, $397. It's the equivalent of maybe 100 and $40 some a month or what have you. Jason Smith is on here. He's the mathematician. He knows how to divide 397 by 3. And so it's the equivalent of that. And so you don't never have to tell the source what the cost of anything is. So in order to break that spirit of poverty, the spirit of poverty is whenever we recognize something valuable, the first thing we feel is we can't get it. And I'm not talking about just stuff, but whenever we recognize value, we make ourselves poor. How much is that? $132.33. I knew he wanted to rant. It's equivalent of $132.33 a month. Yeah. And so whenever it's time to do greater, we naturally purify ourselves. We want people to give to us, but we have to be influential enough to produce a yield for people who give to us, or people are going to be given to a charity. And when people give to a charity, we're saying the charity doesn't have enough funds to stand on its own, so we're going to make a donation. And that's why I changed the language to investment, because God could stand on his own. God doesn't need a donation from us. God and its kingdom can stand on its own. And so therefore we invest in the kingdom. We invest. It's a stock that yields to us. If someone gives to you, is your life influential enough to produce a yield? For it to can I tell somebody, if you give to me, you'll be blessed? Am I living such a value where it's considered a stock? Am I making sense? Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. God isn't a charity. And so we have to break that spirit of poverty, not the spirit of penny pinching, but the spirit of tangibly comparing ourselves to something great. And the first thing we do, Mary, is we make ourselves poor. Because we determine our value based on the greatness that we face. And when we face something great, the first thing we do is make ourselves, It's innately put in, it's in us innately. Religion didn't teach you to do it. Our own lack of value of ourself done it. I see something, the first thing I say, must be nice. I make myself poor because I'm comparing my value to the greater. And so what I do is, my first reaction to the greater is to say I can't. And God is not just going to step in and help you change that. There is a perception that you have to see. You have to see yourself as someone who could stop the earth because of your purpose. Because if you can't stop in your tracks for you, don't expect the earth to stop. You feel me? So at Fizer Global, we want to show you that. We want to show you the structure and the lifestyle. No, I'm not pushing a business. I'm pushing wisdom. No, I'm not selling my company. See, if you're hearing me sell my company, because sometimes when we're not ready for the responsibility of a thing, we can turn things off and make it sound like soliciting. Because when I'm not ready to buy the solar panels, I don't want the solar agents knocking on my door. When they're knocking on my door in the hot sun, they're saying, "You want solar panels?" And I say, "No, I'm cool." And then they ask me, "How come you don't want them?" You know, when a solicitor is offering a product that you're not interested in, you don't want them asking you no questions. Why you don't want it? And I'm like, because I don't want it. And it can be that way when it comes to our purpose and our life. When someone asks you, "Are you ready to recover who you are?" And you said, "I'm satisfied." And then the salesman says, "Well, why are you?" Because you have the right to either spend money on that solar panel or not. And I'm like, why are you asking me? Because these salesmen who are on commission, they got to bother you till you say yes, because they don't make any money if you don't buy it. But let me tell you something. That's salesmanship, and that's on commission. God isn't on commission. He could stand on his own. He doesn't need any donations. So whenever we pay for a service or give or invest in ourselves, that's an investment in a stock that's going to yield a return. We don't sell promises at Fizer Global. We don't sell promises at Raleigh Global. We don't sell, for those of you who are certified strategists and have diplomas, we don't sell anything, but we do want to show you how to invest in what you ask for, so you can afford it. So what you do is you go to the site and you set up a time to meet me or meet our agents or meet our strategists and come learn about yourself. Don't watch to get it for free, because sometimes we'll watch things and we'll get all the insight for nothing. We won't. And then I'm going to tell you another thing, and I'm going to let you go. Even when it comes to free will, I never tell you what to give or what to invest. I said, sow whatever you want. And it's funny if we misuse the power of free will. Write that down. Have I misused the power of free will? Because free will means I'm free to will. I'm free to do as I will. I'm free to do as I will. And so when I understand a free will investment, it means I recognize the quality. I want to sow from the freedom of myself. And you don't have to sow $1 million if you don't have $1 million. You don't have to say, I'm giving $1 million. No, I'm recognizing it. And when I give this financial investment, I'm making a contract with myself to let me know that I saw it. But if I saw it and took it for free, then I'm not obligated to do it because I freely heard it and I'm free to not do it. If I invest in it, of any particular finances in it, then I'm going to hold myself accountable to what I heard in order to live the value of what I heard. That makes sense? So sometimes we abuse free will by getting information for free. And we can say, hello, Dr. Fizer. And when it's time to invest something, we don't do it and we get it for free. And when you keep getting for free, the thing that's powerful becomes less powerful. Because if you really want to see who your audience is and who's seeing the quality, charge. When you charge and what was freely received for nothing, when people stopped coming, it meant it wasn't worth the charge, not worth the price. It wasn't worth you getting something tangible for it. So if it's only good to hear it and get excited over it, but when you put a fee to it, it stops, they were not your audience. People will be blessed as long as you don't require anything. People will be blessed as long as they don't have to give from what they can feel. And that's why we could promise, Lord, I wish I had $1 million so I could feed everybody. Well, sometimes God won't give you the $1 million to feed everybody. He wants to see if you're going to feed people with the $10 you got. Feed that one person from that $10. Sometimes we want God to bless us with abundance so we won't feel the sacrifice. But when you really want to do what you want to do, you will invest from what you can feel. God won't need to give you much to do anything. You would do much with the little because that's your purpose. And you have the freedom and the power. You can afford to do whatever you want. You don't need God to give you $5 billion. We only want so much so we won't feel it when we do it. So we make a deal with God. If you give me all of this, I'll do it. And God will give you all of it if you use the little you got to do some of it. God will give you all of it if you use the little you got to do some of it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Value is recognized in different ways. The value will make me run away from it, or it will make me run to it. Is this a positive value? Is it a value that's making a deposit, or is it a value that's making you run away? So we want to see you at Fizer in the Global, O'Reilly in the Global, because it's time to answer these questions. You don't have to live starving like that. You feel me? God has been blessing you, but you've been getting those blessings for free and you haven't been maintaining them. That's why, however you are blessed or motivated, it doesn't last long because you didn't put nothing tangible with it. Money looks for people who don't need it. Money doesn't look for people who need it. Money is an energy that looks for people who don't need it. Because if it comes to me and I don't need it, money knows I'm going to expand it. But if I'm a slave and get it, it's going to run away from me because I'm going to make money a slave. And if money is not a slave and is given the permission to be free, money will increase you. I could tell you more. So set up an appointment and let's see what we could do. Hey, I'm going to go. This has been Profoundly Speaking. I'm going to put some clips up later from last night's daily. We had an incredible time. But if you have a free will investment, go ahead and give it at $ Coach Fizer. That's helping in what we're building in some things. Because things are changing. We're expanding some things. And it's showing me how many of you are making a contract with your commitment. Not a contract to me, but a contract to you. Because as long as you make that contract to you, there's going to be some meat in the house. I'm not talking about just preached word. There's going to be strategies given to you to increase your house, to increase your mind. Because we don't sell magic here, and we don't sell promises, and we don't sell miracles. We don't do that. You're going to open those things up yourself. So God, thank you for everyone who's here, and bless everyone. Get that Fizer app today, okay? And I'll see you soon in school, Fizer Interglobal. You can do a virtual class from wherever you live, and you can do that. You could be, well, if you're in Houston, visit us at the office, 7676 Hillmont Street, Suite 3411. We're going to be in the conference room in the first floor or the third floor. Okay? So, hey, set up a moment whenever you want to. You're not lost. This is the season. As soon as you became curious who you are, the clock started. It is God's season. Stop putting it off. I'm Undrai. Peace and love.